You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Damn. Heard this?
I don't need no one to save me. I was born to be the greatest. All that time in that basement, all that time isn't wasted. Rapping getting faded. I just wanna tell my mom that I made it. Just wanna be the topic of the conversation. Used to rock the gold plated. Now I'm wearing gold chains like I'm famous.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. This is Kings and Dreams. Thank y'all for tuning in with me. You see the title, you see the thumbnail. Special guest Austin Holloman is here in the building. I hope that everyone enjoyed their Easter weekend if you do celebrate that. But before we do get the conversation on the road, definitely want to give my condolences to some of the people for the unfortunate incident that happened in Louisville, Kentucky earlier today. 4 people actually lost their lives, unfortunately. So definitely want to give prayers and condolences to them. All right. So now definitely let's get started. The man of the hour. What's going on, Austin? How you doing, man?
I'm doing excellent as always. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing well. I'm doing well, man. You know, thank you for coming on. I know that the time zone is a bit different. So for people that's watching on my channel, they're not used to seeing me on this late. But you know, I'm like, hey, listen, we gotta get it right because I can't do something if you like asleep. I gotta make sure we both awake, right?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, man. All right. So now you are in Patia, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, man. So let's jump right into it. Now, first question for you that I have, when you decided to become a content creator, now did you actually have like a plan in place on what you wanted to do content on?
No. And believe it or not, I still don't have a plan.
So right now you're just kind of winging it.
I have my message, which is to tell men, which was originally to tell men to not date out of the United States. I mean, not date in the United States, which is still the same plan
Right.
or the same message. But now that I'm living outside the United States full time, it's more so of where you should live out of the United States based off what I'm experiencing and if you have similar wants as me.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, so now you said that you really don't have a plan, but your initial plan was that when you started doing content, you wanted to make sure that I guess your initial message was that you wanted men to travel abroad, correct?
Yes.
Okay, got it. I just wanted to make sure that we got that clear. So when you started doing content, you wanted to make sure that men were traveling abroad. Cool. All right. So my next question for you, now that you know you've gone viral quite a few times, right? Whether it's been good moments, not so good moments, things of that sort, but it is what it is, right? And do you think like that there's any added pressure to you for you delivering content, whether that's mass producing or just kind of changing or doing some adjustments to the content, whether it be good or bad?
Adjustments, yes. Of course, as you've seen earlier in January with the Brazil situation, I did have to adjust. The
Yeah.
message is still the same, but the way on how it was packaged and presented had to be changed. So that's why I started to have one. I mean, actually, when I was in Brazil, a lot of women that I was dealing with was actually never in my videos. I think maybe only one person I was talking to was in the videos because in Brazil they love to save face for about everything. So I guess I just got a little more consistent with having the same person in the video.
Okay. Got it. No, that's good. Okay. I think so. I think that what I've always liked about your content was that you were always willing to take risk, and regardless whether people agreed with your content or not, I think that what people who are not content creators, what they may not realize is that we're taking a risk all the time because we're putting ourselves out there, and sometimes it hits, sometimes it sticks, right? And we're not perfect, and I don't want to necessarily put like your age into it, but I will say that when I was 23 years old, I was not thinking about becoming a YouTuber, just traveling to different countries. Like that takes a lot of gumption, man, and to actually put yourself out there and put content out there. So people got to really understand, like, hey, listen, you know what? I'm not perfect, but I'm at least making an attempt to actually put quality out there.
Yes,
You want to
absolutely.
expand on that? Go ahead.
Well, I've always been really big on taking risk, as you can see.
Right.
Risk whenever I had my situation, instead of me going back to the United States, I took another risk of coming to a different country on the other side of the world and
Right.
still continue to do the same thing. But like you said, I realize I'm not perfect. That was a very big moment in my life. I've never had anything happen like that, but
Right.
hey, live and you learn.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely make sure that you will all have subscribed to Austin Holloman's channel. Definitely, to me, I think he's a great YouTuber, has great content. And as I mentioned, right, Austin does take risks, so you have to have some respect for that. Whether you agree with him all the time or whether you disagree, doesn't matter. The point is that this young man is willing to actually take risk and actually willing to encourage men to travel and explore their options, whether
Yeah.
it be romantically, whether you get into it for business, whatever the case is. This man is taking risks, so definitely kudos to you, my brother. All right, so my next question to you is that you know, you mentioned with the everything that happened back in January, right? And so you put a video saying that you were back in Brazil, and I know like that was probably like maybe a test or somewhat, right?
Yeah.
And so then there's an article that came out on CNN Brazil, which was just crazy, just really, really, really crazy. What were your initial thoughts when you seen that?
Uh, it wasn't surprising because I had got a little cocky and I put up a tweet because
Mm-hmm.
I started the first situation and I'm reading one of these comments. Let me turn this chat off. The first conversation, I mean the first
Yeah,
situation in
we'll get
January.
to the comments in a minute. Don't worry, bro.
Yeah, somebody was saying something crazy, but the
Yeah.
first situation brought me a lot more attention, brought me a lot more donations, a lot more support. It showed who was, riding with me and who wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little cocky and I put on Twitter like, oh yeah, next time she needs to put me on CNN. The next morning I was on CNN.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
And I was just saying that like I was hoping she was gonna do American CNN.
Okay.
That's what I was hoping. And I thought CNN was like only about Trump and Biden. And that's
Yeah.
why it was sarcastic, because like they're not gonna put me on there like, oh, this guy said that these women are easy. Like that's not a big deal for American CNN, but I forgot they had one in Brazil too, and apparently it mattered enough there. So
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, now I know when I seen the article, I was floored, man. And for those who haven't seen the article, I don't know. Do you mind if I pull it up or?
yeah, that's fine.
All right, so let me just pull it up because I think I think like with the article, honestly, I think it's a bunch of nonsense. To be transparent with you, I don't think that is. don't think that it's really worth. Like when I read it, I don't think it's really worth like putting out because there was nothing in there that necessarily um that they could say that you did anything wrong. So just give me a moment. I'm trying to pull it up. But while I'm pulling it up, let me jump to some of these comments really quickly. And shout out to everyone in the chat that is watching right now. Jamie Woods says, shout out to Kings and Dreams. Definitely salute. Culture Invasion, shout out to you. Also, all please make sure that you like the stream on your way in. Make sure that you all hit the notification bell. Life with Rilla, what's going on, brother? Man, you got some good content, man. I really like your channel, man. Salute to you.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how to the Racket Club. I think I spelled that right. I said that right, not spelled it right. Says what's good, Austin? Definitely salute to you.
Salute.
All right. Okay, salute chat game. Also, definitely make sure that you all subscribe. All right, so I'm gonna continue with the chat in a minute. I just want to pull up this article. All right, and then all let me know when you are able to see my screen. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I just want to go through the article. Hold on. How do I get it to go on English? Because I cannot understand that. Hold on. There should be a way for it to go in English.
What kind? Are you on a Mac or?
I'm on a PC.
Oh.
Hold on. Maybe this is it right here. I think I hit the wrong language. Hold on. Let me try to figure this out really quickly. My bad, all. We are doing this live. Hold on, let me refresh this. Oh, it just asked me. Hold on. If I refresh it, I see where it's asking me. It's asking me at the top. Okay. I just flipped it to English. All right. Now you all should be able to see it now in English. Okay, so the public ministry started this Monday, blah, 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 an investigation. So between the end of 2022, the beginning of 2023, it says that Austin published a series of videos throughout the streets of Bahia where he reports how easy it could be to maintain relations with a woman in Brazil. In case he talks about, in one case he talks about how he was walking down the street and was approached by a woman, and 5 seconds later they was kissing. According to him, that would be normal in Brazil. Well, first of all, that's a lie. You didn't say that would be normal in Brazil. What you said was that in Bahia, like that's some of the norm, but you didn't say it was norm for everybody. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is why they moved the goalposts, right? And they try to take what you try to say and stretch it out. Because I remember watching that video vividly. So yeah. I don't, you didn't say all of Brazil. Why? Like, I don't think people realize how big Brazil is. Like, Brazil is huge. So you go to tell me that everyone in Brazil is doing it? No. So that right there is BS. Okay, so afterwards took her number, arranged to hang out. The YouTuber claims that the girl was rubbing on his arm and that she would have said that that the boy that the boy was affectionate, meaning you, Austin. In addition to have asked about his life and family. Okay, blah blah blah. All right. So now on the channel, which he has over 50,000 subscribers, there's also posts claiming that Brazilian women want financial stability for dating, in addition to displaying images of women in bikinis. There are videos with the same theme in other countries. Okay, so now let's just go back to where they say that you are claiming that Brazilian women want financial stability for dating. Now, this is global.
That's global.
Exactly, that's global. So there's no claim here. This is just the truth. What relationship, marriage, long term, like a woman of quality is not going to be with a man who cannot financially support her. Women want to feel supported and protected. That has nothing to do with Brazil, Thailand, Vietnam, wherever you're at in the world. So yeah, I don't like this, what they said, that claim, and then they jump to the bikini part. Okay, I got you. All right, so the influence encourages foreigners who are watching the video to get their passports and come to Brazil. Okay, come to Brazil. There's nothing wrong with that. After being target of criticism, Austin deleted one of his videos that stated through social media networks that a handful of Brazilians will ruin Brazil's reputation if they continue to attack me. Well, I mean, listen, one woman in particular, I mean, she's made it like almost her life dream to try to go after you. And we know that she's a politician. So this is what politicians do. They find a false narrative, or they find anything, and what they keep doing is trying to attack, right? And so she's using your name for her political gain.
Yes.
All right, and then you go on to say, I love the people of Brazil, but these negative people need to leave me alone. I agree. I mean, listen, if people watch the video, they will actually see. But the problem is that with social media, right, people are just so short-sighted that all they really see, and I've said this quite a few times, but all they see is the front cover. They never actually read the chapters in the book. So it's a headline that pops up. Boom, Austin Holloman said this. Oh, this guy's a creep. He's a monster. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, come on, man. No, stop with the nonsense. Stop with the nonsense. Okay, now it says sought by CNN, the public prosecutor's office, says that it initiated a procedure to investigate the alleged practice of crime of sex tourism on his part. The information is being duly analyzed for the adoption of the appropriate measures. CNN stated that they reached out to you and they have not gotten a response. Now, I don't know if CNN reached out to you. They did?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? I like that right there. I don't know if I'd want to talk to them either. Due to the fact that they're actually putting out false narratives and moving the goalposts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Oh, okay. Shout out to Charles Jones in the building. He says, Kings and Dreams, thanks for validating what I've been saying over the past couple of months. It's not racism, it was location.
What does he mean?
I think he's talking about Bahia. I think he's talking about like the people of Bahia, not necessarily the people of Brazil. I think that's what Charles was getting at. Charles, let me know if I'm spot on with that one. Yeah. I really, I mean, like, I know that you said, hey, you know what, go to CNN, and I guess she called you bluff, but like, even this is like a fluff piece, though. To me, this just seems like, um, it seems like they're just really like trying to guess, and they really don't have any like anything substantial to stand on. So what you said was that women in Brazil, or what they claim is that women in Brazil, you said, are easy to get in a relationship with, and that you claim that women want financial security. Okay, and then you have women in bikinis. Okay, where's the illegal part? I don't see anything. I don't see anything illegal. So I don't know why CNN tried to publish this story. There's nothing to investigate. To me, this is an open and shut case.
Yeah, yeah. And I actually hired a lawyer to go search on the federal level and in the state of Bahia, and my name was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, this is a fluff piece. Shout out to Miss Polly for the $2 super sticker. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All, make sure that you do subscribe to Austin Holloman's channel. Make sure that you subscribe to Kings and Dreams. Definitely make sure that you hit the notification bell. Definitely check out this video. Also, can we post a link for the Facebook group Enlightened Western Men, because that's definitely a good group right there, and I really like being a part of that group. So I'm sorry.
I said thank you.
Oh yeah, no, well, thank you. All right, so let's move on really quick. All right. Now, is your plan to become an expat of Brazil still? Like, is that still in sights for you, or is that kind of up in the air?
So far, both. It's up in the air because of the whole situation, but so far, out of all the countries I've been to, that's still, I think, my best option to expat in. You know, Asia. I mean, I was just complaining earlier. It's cool here for me to visit for periods of time, 2-3 months at a time. But it's not for me. Let's just say that it's not. It's really not for me.
Asia's not for you?
No.
Oh, okay. So the continent of Asia is not.
So
Okay.
far. So far, I've been to
Right.
Thailand, Philippines, Cambodia, Vietnam.
Yeah.
Vietnam is my number one, Thailand number two, Cambodia number three, Philippines number four. But I'm gonna do more traveling, but I don't really see Asia being no.
Okay. So you'll visit, but not become an expat.
No, not at all.
Okay,
There
got it.
would have
Got
to be
it.
a consequence, but I wouldn't choose to come here.
I see. Okay. Um. Sorry. Excuse me. All right. Now, with Brazil getting ready to become like a first world country, and I would say probably within like the next like 10-15 years, it may even be even less than that, because Brazil and China actually came to an agreement to use their own currency, not the US dollar. So Brazil becoming a first world country may be even sooner than that. But due to the fact that Brazil is going to become a first world country, and that feminism is spreading, would you actually recommend like fellow travelers to go to Brazil or Latin America? Um, would you recommend your supporters to still go to Latin America or Brazil?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Because I don't know, it could be a first world country, but I really don't see it getting like the United States. Plus, those are just different people. They're just different. That's kind of. They had to be a little closer to that goal for me to actually see that what that would look like. But yes,
Yeah.
I mean, I advise people to go everywhere. I didn't want to travel through Asia as much as I did the rest of the world, but I'm still
Mhm.
going to do it. There's
Right.
not really anywhere, unless if it's dangerous or extremely boring. There's nowhere I'm not going to go.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I did see that super chat. Can you pull up that super chat for me? Thank you so much. Shout out to JWL for the $20 super chat. Gentlemen, just want to share my appreciation for what you're doing. 44-year-old white man, it's bad for us too. Oh man, yes, no, you absolutely right. You are absolutely right. I actually did a reaction video last week, and there was a panel full of white woman, and it was a white guy, and he basically was talking to them about the same things that we talk about in our community. And this is why, like, I always stress that it's not just black women, it's modern Western women, it's the modern mentality. It doesn't have a race, it's the mentality. And I try to hyper focus on that because every time when you see the critics or the detachers or say, "Oh, it's you guys are always talking about black women, black women, black women, black women." No, it's all women.
Yeah.
You coming down with a cold? You still dealing with the allergy stuff, man?
Yeah, I just got back from the pharmacy, so that's one thing I don't like about most Asian countries I've been to. Out of the 4 I've been to, 3
Yeah.
of them, pseudoephedrine is illegal, and that's because people make methamphetamine out of it.
Oh wow.
But these countries also have extremely harsh capital penalties for methamphetamine.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they're still willing to use it,
Right.
I'm getting punished for it.
Oh man. Now I see why you're like basically you're just kind of like, yeah, I can't live here. If you can't
Yeah,
even breathe right.
It doesn't make it any better the fact that I'm sick every other week.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I mean, listen, if you can't even breathe right, you like, man, listen, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
I hear you, man. I hear you. All right, man. So as I mentioned, like with these false narratives, right? You know, what how do I say this? Okay. So with these false narratives being spewed, you've been able to kind of stay on your square where like a lot of people probably would have reacted maybe irrational, and we're all human, right? Things get to us and things of that sort. We're not perfect, right? But how have you been able to stay on your square and just keep pushing?
That's kind of my personality where I'm unfazed by a lot of things. A lot of people think, even my mom, she thinks she knows what I'm thinking. A lot of people usually don't know what I'm thinking. A lot of people think they know how my emotions work and they don't know. So the whole situation in Brazil, I didn't cry, even though I love Brazil a lot. I didn't cry about that one time. I was down a little bit. It didn't bother me as much as people think it did. I was down for maybe a day or two. Maybe a day or two, my appetite was gone, and then I was kind of back on track. I still reminisce about it, but
Yeah.
I have a strong hold on my emotions, so I don't ever. It doesn't matter how I talk, because some people think based off the way how I speak, I'm upset. I haven't been upset in a very long time.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. Let me just get to this. Let me get to this comment really quick. The voice of conscience, Austin. Have you considered a move to the Dominican Republic or Colombia? Well, Colombia is dangerous now, but I guess you know what time it is, man. You know what? It all depends on like where you're going in Colombia, though. Like, they have this saying. Hold on, go back to that comment. Sorry, go back to the other comment. So, I want you to answer this. Well, give your feedback on this before we get to the super chat. But with Colombia, me being a Medellin guy, like this is certain places because people will say Medellin is dangerous, but they always keep going to one certain part of an area. They keep going to the Parque Aedes area, or they meeting women who hang out in Parque Aedes. So it's like you guys keep going to the same area. This is why you keep getting picked off, whether it be the guy on the motorcycle, whether it be the woman, you know, putting the scopolamine in your drink or whatever. Like, stop going to the same area. But
Yeah.
they have this saying in Colombia. It's like, be a papaya, basically putting yourself out there as being a mark. If you continue to put yourself out there as being a mark, you're gonna get marked.
Yeah, because where I got my tattoo done in Medellin it was nowhere near the tour zone. It was very local. And you could tell it wasn't the safest area, but there was still I didn't feel like the guy that just got shot at in Medellin or nothing like that. Like, but again, that was in Park. I think he said that was in Park Yetis too.
Yeah, he was at Parque Yetis, yeah, and he said it was like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, don't be walking around at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when you know, like, the block is hot. You know what I mean? Like there's so many stories that come out. Shout out to Razor Rays. He got a video coming out every day with somebody getting in trouble in Medellin. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, the block is hot. Why are you walking around? And you walking around with these girls that, you know, he says they were regular girls. Listen, I'm not going to judge. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. Doesn't matter. But you walking around with these women, it's like 2 o'clock. I think it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I can't recall. But you walking around late and you knowing that the block is hot. Why put yourself in that type of predicament? To me, that doesn't make any type of sense. All right. Shout out to the Art of Will for the $4.99 super chat. He says, the biggest pookie, in my opinion, is a 60-year-old Australian dude who ran out of money and has to depend on his parents to pay child support for his Filipino child. I have no idea who you're talking about, Will, but it sounds like you got somebody on your radar. You know, Art of Will, he be sniping at people. I have no idea who that is, though.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Yes, he does, man. Shout out to the Art of Will. Thank you all, man. All make sure that you are liking this video. Definitely get the likes up. Subscribe to Kings and Dreams. Subscribe to Austin Holloman. Also, check out the Enlightened Western Men group on Facebook. Definitely salute. Oh, man, Jeff Johns is in the building. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Let's see here, man. All right. Now, let's kind of transition into the Passport Bros. Now, I know that you put a video up, and I actually reacted to it last week, that you're no longer using the term Passport Bro, right? And so, would you say that one of the reasons why you stopped using the Passport Bro name is because of how the media has portrayed you as kind of being like the quote unquote leader of Passport Bros, and then also some of the traveling community, they seem to kind of take aim at you, even though it wasn't even your fault.
Yeah, it's kind of a combination. I mean, they can call me, if they call me like the ringleader and all that, and all the things they haven't kind of get put under my name. That's one thing. It wasn't really so much about that. I mean, some of it was, but the thing was, whenever they put in my news article that the people from another travel group, that I spoke with the guy that owns that travel group, and he said he didn't know anything about it, and he got rid of all that. But they had the thing where they had a Discord chat where they were talking about how to set up private cameras to record them having sex with women in other countries. And they put that in my news article as if I had something to do with that.
Really?
So that's what I was like, oh, I can see now. If I need to just stick to my own first and last name, because they can pretty much throw anything under a label now.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah. And anyone, and anyone like that's gonna be doing that. Now listen, if you're gonna be filming, make sure that the woman knows about it. Like, there could be so many ramifications, and not only that, like just as a man, like if you, I don't want to use the term game, but if you have a way about yourself, like don't trip. She's gonna want to be on camera, but like, don't try to do like hidden camera. Like, I can't have any respect for anyone that actually would do something like that. To actually do like some hidden camera, like, nah, man, it's not that deep. And you do that, and then you share, and what ends up happening? Like, you never know, because there could be somebody in that group who could like put you out there, and you can get some legal ramifications.
Yeah.
You know. Italian Stallion, thank you for the $2 super chat. Austin should get Rookie of the Year award. Yes, absolutely. I think Austin is Rookie of the Year. I think Austin is Rookie of the Year for sure, man.
Thank you.
Definitely doing this thing. Yeah, just man. So I can completely understand like why you're like, whoa, like that's too much. That's crossing the line.
Yeah, very much.
All right. Some people say some people say, like you have mentioned, that you've got a little like when you called out that woman and said, for you to be put on CNN. Some people have mentioned like that they think that you're arrogant, and so they think that you're arrogant, and basically that everything that has happened, transpired since January, has kind of been solely on you. Do you think that you're arrogant and that you do need to humble yourself a bit, or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, it says right here the definition of arrogance is having or revealing an exaggerated sense of one's own importance or abilities. Where have I shown myself to be very important? Because I can promise you, if I felt like I was super, super important and I was arrogant about it, when somebody called me the leader, I would have stamped that somewhere.
That, you know what? That's true. That's true.
Donald Trump is arrogant, right? Have you ever heard him tell news reporters, "I'm the president, don't you ever talk to me like that"? That's arrogant. You've never heard me say anything like that.
That's true. That's true. That's very, very true. That's very, very true, because they kept saying, "Oh, this is the new leader of the Passport Bros." Other content creators, like I know some of them. I don't know if you're necessarily cool with them, but they tell you like, "Oh, I'm gonna put a video out or what have you," and it's like they keep saying, "Oh, this guy is the leader of the Passport Bros. This guy is the leader," and you keep saying, "No, no, 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 no. I'm not the leader. I'm just doing my thing." So if you was arrogant, you could have been like, "Yeah, I'm the leader and it's lit." You know what I mean? You could have said something like that. So yeah. I think that like some people just aren't used to seeing a young man your age just having so much conviction and directiveness. Because when you speak with conviction. And there are some men, even my age, so I just turned 38 in February. There are some men, especially in the Western society, beta males, if you want to call it, that cannot speak with conviction. And so when you have someone that's younger than them, or even twice their age as far as younger, so some people twice your age can't speak with conviction, and you can speak with conviction. I think that intimidates some of these guys.
Oh yeah.
All right, so shout out to my man Riviera Group. Man, Riviera Group, I gotta get back to you with your email, man. But I'm glad that you're here now. He says, shout out to Kings and Dreams and Young T'Challa. Also, wise business move, bringing Life with Rilla onto your travel team. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, Riviera Group. Shout out to Life with Rilla. Definitely a good content creator. And check out Rilla's channel. Hey, Rilla, man, we got to do a collab soon too, brother. All right. Let's see. Okay. My next question for you is, what's the most challenging transition from relocating from Latin America to Southeast Asia? I know you're probably gonna say like you're nasal,
That's
but
fine.
but aside from that,
Nasal issues, sanitation, cost of living, the diet, and the women.
okay, so kind of break that down, right? All right, so you say the diet. What do you mean by the diet?
Uh, you go from eating in Thailand, in specific, you go from eating big portions of food in Brazil to portions that make you hungry still after you eat them here in Thailand. Like you have to order doubles to basically fit what you was getting in Brazil.
Ah, I see. Okay.
And everything is like with rice. Uh, there's rice and cucumbers pretty much come with everything. Versus in Brazil, there's not really much of one thing that I can remember that came with every single meal.
Gotcha. So there's more like, I guess, variety, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, it's more of a variety in Brazil, yes.
Okay. And then you also mentioned the price of living. So I've been hearing that the price of living, especially in Thailand, and I know that you put a video out, and I'm sorry I wasn't able to catch it. I think you put it out earlier today. Well, earlier today, my time, and last night, your time. But so and you were talking about Thailand is not cheap. So part of my ignorance for not seeing the video, but I was under the impression, especially with how much brothers, especially content creators, are relocating to Thailand. Like I thought Thailand was less expensive than Brazil, or less expensive than Latin America in general.
Well, the video was, I believe it was living overseas is not cheap. It may have said, I think I may have named it Thailand too. Either way it goes, what I was saying was, is not when I opened up the video, I was saying that it's not that it's more expensive than the States.
Okay.
That it's so cheap, you end up spending just as much as you would in the States. I mean, I did an interview with Roll the Tape last October or November, I believe that was, and I asked him, what would you tell somebody that's the first timer to Thailand? What should their budget be? And he said $1,000 a week to hang out, which it would cost more in the States to do that there.
Right.
But from what the content creators tell you, that you can live over here for basically less than $1,000, $500 a month, you could do that. I mean, you're gonna live like a regular Thai person,
Right.
You're not. I don't know why they tell people that, but
$1,000 a week is a lot, though. I mean, so you basically say $4,000 a month. That's that's a lot, though.
Well, if you chose to live, and I broke down in the video, and people seem to hear what they wanted to hear.
Yeah.
What I said was, as a tourist, the lifestyle I'm living, I am not an expat, never will be an expat in Thailand. As a tourist here, it's not as cheap as they say. If I chose to sign a year-long lease and pay $200 a month for rent and cook 1 or 2 times a day, then yes, I can live here off $1,000 a month. But I'm not a tourist. I'm not an expat here. Never will be. So that's for me. But I broke down both perspectives.
Okay. So what you're basically saying, like, if you're an expat, $1,000 a month or a week would be beneficial.
If you're
financially beneficial, I mean.
If you're an expat, you want to live a basic lifestyle.
Yep.
Same lifestyle you probably live in the United States, just in a different country.
Yeah.
You could probably do that off of no more than $1,500, $1,000 probably.
Okay.
I know University, I can put people's business out there, but somebody else I know too, a few people I know are all paying less than $300 a month for something that would cost them $4 or $5 grand a month in Dallas.
I see.
So if you can eat groceries off of $6 a week here. If you if you go shop outside, on the street, out in the market, you can live off of groceries $6-10 a week here.
Okay.
and that's for the whole week to fill up the refrigerator.
Wow.
But
So basically, anywhere between $24 to $40 a month.
yeah, but that's cooking. Now
Right.
I don't know about you, but if my dollar, we always brag about how our dollar stretches further. I'm
Mhm.
not moving somewhere to live the same lifestyle that I could have lived in the States, no matter how cheap it is.
I see.
Everybody, that's me. So if I can eat out 3 times a day for $700 a month, as opposed to if I was doing that in Texas, I'd be spending $700 plus a week eating out.
I see. Gotcha.
It all depends. That's why I say it all depends on what lifestyle you're living. I said that in the video too. I said you won't live like me for $1,000 a month.
Gotcha. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'll definitely check out that video. Shout out to my man Tripping with Jay. Definitely check out his channel too. Great channel, great content creator. And I did a live with Tripping with Jay, and anyone that's interested in actually being an expat in Mexico, getting your residency, at least from what I know, is in Mexico, like it's not as challenging as it is in other countries. Because I know in Brazil you got to be able to speak fluent Portuguese. In Colombia you got to be able to speak fluent Spanish. And then in Mexico you do not have to be able to speak fluent Spanish. So, but you definitely check tripping with Jay out. Oh, wait a minute, go back. Oh, go back. All right, thank you, man. Tripping with Jay says, salute to both of you guys. The media will always have a narrative to get attention, even at someone's expense. Austin, keep doing you, my G, and K and D is exposing that fake news. Shout out to you, Tripping with Jay. Man, listen, I'm just calling it down the middle, man. Like CNN, like for CNN to be a big platform, you got to do better than that. You got to do
Yeah.
better than that. Like what I wanted to make sure that like I read everything and broke everything down, because like I'm just like, this is bullshit. And I don't really curse like that, but I'm just like, come on. That super chat. Let me see that super chat. Okay, so shout out to Roy's introspective and travel. Shout out to both of you gentlemen. Y'all have been doing great things for the travel community. Don't let up. Forget the haters. Travel is a lifestyle. Travel is life. Shout out to Roy Inspiration and Travel. Definitely. If you have, I don't know if you're a content creator. If you are, definitely salute to you, man. And I definitely will be checking out your channel. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Definitely appreciate y'all. All right, so we're about 50 minutes in. All make sure that you get the likes up. Like the video. It is free 99. Definitely check out Enlightened Western Men on Facebook. Subscribe to Austin Holloman's channel. Check him out on TikTok, Instagram, all Austin Holloman. And I have the links in the bio, so definitely check him out. And also, for those who are not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel, Kings and Dreams, as you can see on the bottom left, and that is Kings and Dreams on all platforms. I appreciate y'all. All right, so let me get to the next question here. All right, now with Vietnam, would you say like that's your favorite country out of Southeast Asia?
Yes. So far.
Okay, all right. You said by far or so far?
So far.
Okay, all right. And why is that? I'm curious.
Less tourists. If you've been to Thailand, it's flooded with tourists.
Yep.
There's just as many tourists as there are Thai people in the big cities.
Oh wow. Okay.
I haven't been to the small cities, but I've heard that there's more Thai people than tourists there.
Yeah.
There's a reason people are in the big cities, though.
Right.
I mean, if you what trade-off do you want? So you might have to learn Thai going to the smaller cities.
Ah, I see.
But Vietnam was more of a it was more of a culture shock, and it seemed like there was just more going on there. Like not as far as look at Vietnam, look at what we're like, versus Thailand is like American music playing everywhere. You know, like literally, like I hear more music from the United States than when I was actually in the United States.
That sounds like Parqueyettes. And I, you know what? that's what happened. So when I first started going to Parqueyettes, I'm just gonna segue a little bit. So when I first started going to Parqueyettes, so you would hear like the Latin music and all of that. Now you could hear Parqueyettes. All you hear is you know what I mean? All you hear is all of the drill. So I have an idea of what you're talking about. So basically, you hear all of the drill, all of the trap music, and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, it's I wouldn't say they play so much drill music out here, but one comparison I always make in between Brazil and Thailand is that in Brazil, you walk through their tourist zone, whether if it's Rio or if it's Salvador, and you still hear their music.
Right.
You hear their version of rap, whatever type of genre, they got their own genre.
Yeah.
And that's what made me fall in love with Brazil, because I had a true culture shock. Like I wasn't really seeing much from back home.
Right.
Versus you come to Thailand, you walk through the tour zone. If you were to close your eyes, you would think you were somewhere in New York or Dallas.
Oh man. I hear you. It's completely different, and I like that type of vibe. And man, like when I first went to Parqueyettes used to be like a really really nice place, but people got so comfortable, and it's not just people from the United States, it's people from Canada, it's people from the UK, people from Australia. So basically, like all of the Western men, whether they're white, black, you know, they all congregate in this one area, and then they say, "Oh, well, it's dangerous." It's like, no. It's not dangerous. Well, this particular section is dangerous, but Medellin is a very big city, and it has 6 completely different sections.
Yeah, I want to say I'm reading some of those comments, and like, yeah, if you go to clubs here, I have yet to go to a Thai club. Like they're basically American clubs. And if you go to a club here, the women are like shaking their ass, twerking and dancing like this, and middle fingers up. I don't want to see that shit, man. I really don't.
Right.
Like, and I can say in Brazil, they may, yes, in Latin American countries, they may have their own version of doing that. But as far as I know, I can't understand it. And it doesn't look the same, because they don't be walking around, at least in Brazil, I'm not seeing them walk around sticking their middle fingers up.
Right.
That's common to see here. Like it's common to see Thai. I've heard Thai women call dudes nigga. Like
what?
Yeah. In Brazil, they have niggas. Like a lot of. You know, there's a lot of black people there.
Yeah.
You don't even hear them calling. You don't hear the women. Like, you don't hear that.
Right. Yeah. Wow. Damn. I did not know that they were saying that like that.
They saying, "What's up, my nigga?"
Yikes. Wow. All right. Shout out to KW for the Canadian $5.50. Question for you says, of all the places you've traveled, which has the best internet and which one has the worst? That's actually a very good question.
Best internet, I'm gonna have to give it to Thailand. It's in between Thailand and Vietnam. They're almost the same. But best internet. Best internet, let's just give it to Thailand and Vietnam, because I can't differentiate right now. But the worst internet, that's in between Philippines and Cambodia, I'm gonna have to give it to Cambodia and then the Philippines. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. You know what? And then other than the woman, because you've mentioned, and this is where you and I disagree. Even though your little bro but I think it's just because of our age and experience, right? So I know that you say men just travel for the ladies, right? And I push back on that. So let me ask you now, other than other than the ladies, right? What are like the 2 to 3 most important things for you when you are visiting a country outside of the ladies?
How much does it cost to be there? Since I'm a YouTuber, how good is the internet? And how much is it going to remind me of being back home?
I see.
Sao
Yeah.
Paulo was my least favorite city in all of Brazil. I was only there like 30 hours, but I would say it was my least favorite, not because it's a bad city, but because it wasn't that much different from being back home. It was still different, but it just wasn't as dramatic as it was being in Salvador or Rio.
Yeah. Gotcha. And I'm assuming, I don't want to assume, but I think one of the reasons why is probably your least favorite place. I know that Sao Paulo is actually the biggest metropolitan city of all of the Americas. So that's United States, that's Canada, Central America. So Sao Paulo is actually bigger than New York City, and I'm from New York City.
Yeah, yeah, it's like 17 million people in Sao Paulo.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now, I'm assuming that you did, like you weren't feeling it like that because it reminded you of back home.
I was feeling it more than all, but just I wasn't feeling it like I was feeling Rio and Salvador.
Okay, I got you. I got you. All right. Excuse me. And what would you say is like your greatest experience that you've had while since you've been traveling?
Whew. Narrow that one down a little more. Like what kind of experience are we talking about?
We could talk. This is open ended, so wherever you want to go, wherever it's however you want to go. Your greatest experience, it could be a place you saw, it could be a beautiful woman you met, whatever.
My best experience was the first day I got to Salvador Bahia, and I seen that there was not basically any other American tourists there, and basically 1 to 5% of the population. This is my first impression. It's more now, but 1 to 5% of that population spoke English. Maybe after I got to be there for a while, it seemed like maybe 10%.
Yeah.
But being that culture shock and that dramatic change was my best experience. And I was just coming from Asia. I mean, I was in Rio a week, but I was just coming from Asia, where everybody pretty much spoke English. Like you don't need to learn Khmer. You don't need to learn Vietnamese. You don't need to learn Thai. You don't need to learn what's a Tagalog. You don't need to learn any of that.
Yeah.
They cater enough to the English speaking tourists here where you can pretty much stay there with your own English.
I got you. I got you. Okay. All right. And shout out to am I saying this right? Sec level. I don't know if I said that right, but hopefully I did. Shout out to Sec Level for the $5 super chat. Says Austin. You spell Austin's name wrong, but it's all right. Austin, you and Pattaya. So yeah, it's mostly Western influence. That's not the same in Chiang Mai. Have you been there?
I've been to Chiang Mai. I had bought 10 days for an Airbnb. I only stayed 3. Not because it was a bad city, but it was very dry. But I would 100% go back.
Yeah, I keep hearing about Chiang Mai, like other travelers, like who've either like expated or I guess half patted in Thailand. They keep saying Chiang Mai is one of the places where to go. Like you're gonna find a lot of locals. Have you? I'm sorry. Say that last part again.
It's a lot of locals, but it's still there's no shortage of white people. There's no shortage of black people really either.
Oh, okay.
So it's still tourists. It's just not as deep as it is in the other countries. I mean, the other cities.
Other cities. Okay, I got you. Understood. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. So my next question is, oh man, excuse me. Sorry, man. I think your allergies are rubbing off on me, man. um.
It's
Yeah,
bad.
and what would you say is what like the worst experience that you had traveling that you haven't spoken about? So like that, or no one has that no one's heard about. So like you haven't done a blog about it or anything like that. What was one of the worst experiences that you've had traveling?
I'm gonna bring up two because I brought up one before, but it was so long ago and I was a lot smaller. I don't think a lot of people knew about it.
Okay.
Uh, the first time I went to Rio, this is before I was on YouTube or anything. In February of 2022, we were going to buy out Tijuca and we were rolling through a military police checkpoint, and they pulled us both out of the car and put the guns in our face and had the lasers basically in our eyes. It was screaming and yelling. I thought I was about to die that day.
Oh wow,
Two of them.
wow,
Yeah.
man, that's wild. Well, I'm glad that you still here with us, man.
Yeah, it was funny after the fact because I was shook because I was just guaranteed I was about to get shot,
Right.
but didn't stop me from going back.
Nope. Yeah, that's what I said, man. You know you're fearless, and I think that no, I don't want to say I know definitively that your fearlessness does put fear in your critics' heart because they're like, man, I wish that I could do what he does.
Yeah,
Uh,
that may be it.
Oh, we missed another we missed a super chat. Okay. Shout out to QB Passport flexing, excellent content creator. I'm telling y'all, man, if y'all want to know about Mexico, definitely check out QB Passport flexing, man. This is the Mexico guru. I definitely gotta make some trips with QB around Mexico, man, because QB knows his stuff. Definitely knows his stuff, man. So definitely check out his channel, QB Passport Flexing. Salute to him. All right, let's go to the next other one. Yep, thank you. Riviera Group again with the $10 super chat. Wow, fellas, I don't know what sounds more troubling: Thai women dropping the N word, or all the living brothers in Thailand not checking the Thai woman for dropping the N word. Hashtag it's that hold on, what? It's our new footprint. Um Man, you wanna address that first since you're actually in Thailand?
Uh, well, it goes kind of why I didn't bring this point up, but I brought this point up before when I was talking about Pookie's coming to Thailand.
Yeah.
They're not going to stop calling you the N word when you're playing Cardi B. They're not. That's just not even. That doesn't even make sense. And that's why I've said before, when I see women in Asian countries, in specific Thailand, it's only an issue in Thailand for me, where I have to tell somebody like, "Hey, can you do a dance that show that y'all got a Thai version of this dance that you could do?" You know,
Right. Like, do you have
that.
like something that's in your culture, not something that's in mine?
Yeah, all that American. I know y'all seen it on Instagram and TV, but I'm tired of seeing that. My channel is about how much I want to get away from the States. I don't want to see you doing all this and middle fingers and shit looks ridiculous. I mean, like I always said, in Brazil, they may have had their own version, but I couldn't recognize it. And they had their own dances. Yes, they had their own way of shaking their ass in Brazil. But it looked a hell of a lot more classier than they do in the States. It didn't look like very whore like. Sure, they may have that, but it looked like there was some sort of culture to it. It looked different versus just looking like, I don't know, way out of chicks in the United States do it is a turn off to me. And I'm starting to see the women in Thailand try to mimic the same thing. And I think they should just stick to what I don't know. I don't think dudes are traveling. Well, actually, I do think some dudes are traveling to the other side of the world just to get another American woman.
Wow. Okay. You know what? That's a profound statement right there.
In the three big cities.
Okay,
Not-
so
not so much-
Bangkok, Pattaya, and Phuket.
Yeah, in those three, Chiang Mai, I did see women that just had like their regular dance,
Yeah,
but it didn't seem so American. But
yeah.
yeah, Phuket, Bangkok, and Pattaya, no,
Right.
it's a lot of American mimicking going on.
Yeah, gotcha. No, that's you know what? That's very interesting that you mentioned that because right, you say that because like men, like they'll talk about like I'm tired of the modern Western woman, but then you said that like you see guys going to or hanging out with like women. They're in the clubs listening to trap music, throwing middle finger in the air, and and like these women are saying like the N word and stuff. So it's like, okay, so you just left Brooklyn to go to Far East Brooklyn. That's basically what you just did.
I mean, I've heard, I know Travel Time with Paul Percy. I don't know if you know who that is, but there's another city next to Pattaya that's like 30, 45 minutes away that he travels to. He
Mhm,
said they pretty much don't know any English there. They look at you like a ghost when you get there.
mhm.
And if I'm coming to Asia, that's the experience. That's also the experience I got in Vietnam too.
Yeah.
Everywhere I went, it was like I was a superstar almost.
Oh wow.
So, but here they're used to seeing us to the point where they calling you out your name, calling you the N word. And I see somebody in the comments saying, "I grew up in Long Beach, and Samoans and Cambodians and Filipinos called us the N word, and we didn't care." Okay,
Really?
that's fine, right? But I don't want a woman. I don't even want a black woman calling me the N word. I don't like masculine women. I thought I made that clear on my channel a lot of times. So
Mhm.
women that call me bro and the N word is unacceptable.
I feel you. Shout out to again, if I'm messing your name up, man, I apologize. But sec level, I think that's what it means. Maybe it's for like second level. I think that's maybe a play on words. All right, so thank you for the $10 super chat. The N-word stuff is not universally used in Thailand. Get out of Pattaya and really explore other cities. Much more than Bangkok and Pattaya. Pattaya is the Las Vegas of Thailand.
Agreed. I mean, I've been to Chiang Mai, I've been to Phuket, Pattaya, and I've been to Bangkok. And like I said a minute ago, I don't know if you heard me now. Like I said a minute ago, I have a friend that recommended that I go to a city that's 30 or 45 minutes away from Pattaya. But there's a reason why people live in the big cities.
Right.
There's a reason why I chose to live in Dallas, Texas, and not DeSoto, Texas.
Mm.
I chose to live in the big city because I had more access to things, as opposed to living in the suburb. There's when there's a lot of people in one space, there's a reason why. When there's a
Right.
lot, there's a reason why nobody lives in North Dakota
Right.
versus New York.
Right.
So, yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I gotcha. Now, what are your thoughts on like with some of the critics that they say that the male tribal community is hyper and solely focused just on women, just women only? What are your thoughts on that?
I would agree. So I clickbaited my audience this morning. Well, for me, it was and I put up a video that was about how much it costs to live in overseas that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I met this African woman, and she will be in my vlog. I'm supposed to meet with her today, but I just want to test it because my views were starting to go down. And I don't know if you've noticed, since I stopped fooling with Kate, I really haven't been putting nothing else up of women, really, because I don't. Not trying to discriminate or nothing, but Asian women are just. I'm not. I have a preference. You know what I'm saying? You just
Not
say
your
I have.
cup of tea. That's not your cup of tea. I got you.
It's not that I won't mess with them or nothing like that. That's just like any other human being. Because for some reason, my people that follow me feel like I have to like every Asian women as well. It's not that I don't like them. It's just not
Right.
that I'm not going to do a backflip behind it. So I went to 3 other countries and I'm still not posting. It's not that I can't get any women. It's just that I don't have the motivation like I did before. Not like what I did in Brazil.
I see what you're saying.
You know, so I put up a video trying to explain my message about how much it costs to live overseas. I said, let's see my views. My average videos are now getting like 3,000 views. No women in the thumbnails. I put a picture of her up there. In 2.5 hours, it has like 7,000 views.
Oh, wow.
And then there's people in the comments saying, where's the girl that you clickbaited us? Is that all you came to see? I mean, so do you really want to be an expat?
Right. Yeah. I see what you're saying. So, like, due to the fact that you had a woman on the thumbnail, people probably was like, "Oh, what's this?"
Yeah.
That's it. You know what? And I would have to agree. I think that. Well, you know what? Oh man, this is gonna be a little bit different. So I think that most novice travelers. So I want to be clarified. I think most novice to a little bit above average travelers will go for the woman. The advanced travelers, like, I think that it comes with the territory, right? So it's like basically it's like this, like, you know, we have to eat every day so that we're able to survive. So it's like we know that we're gonna eat today. We don't necessarily have to go and be like, hey, you know what? I gotta get this. I gotta get that. It just comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Good marketing.
He was referring to Kate.
Oh. Yeah. Hold on. I did see a comment by Charles. I wanted to see. I don't know if he was talking to me. Hold on. Let me go check that one out. Regarding the use of the N word, I think that no group of people should be using that word. Anyone who uses it, it's an instant loss of respect for that individual.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Jay Fleming is here in the building. Okay, man, salute. Definitely check out Jay Fleming's channel. Make sure that y'all getting the likes up. Let's see here. African women are very submissive and cultural women. I'm coming across a lot of them here in Kuwait. They are awesome women. All right. So, sorry, I was kind of just jumping around. Okay. Hold on, let me pull that one down. And you haven't been to Africa yet, right?
No, but I'm about to go very, very, very soon.
Okay, all right. We gonna get there. I don't want to jump ahead of my questions now. All right. So, my next question is that do you think that traditional women are dying out worldwide, and how do you think like this affects the world?
Traditional women are dying out worldwide. Yes, but you have a better shot going outside of the United States. Typically, they're easier to find, in my experience, in communist and more strict government-like societies, communist theocracies, absolute monarchies, stuff like that. You're probably not going to have a problem finding that because those are usually ran by men.
Right. Yep. No, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. There was this video. No, there was this video that came out. There was these girls. I can't remember what country it was, but it was in the Middle East, and these girls, they were doing this dance to I think it was WizKid, Afro beats or whatever. They were doing this dance, and the dance was cute, but then they came to this part where like they like twerked a little bit, and they had their hijabs off. and they made they made them apologize ASAP. Now, there's another thing that to add to that. Now these girls actually, I guess they got kidnapped. Now, I don't think that's right, but I do agree with the woman apologizing, because it's like, why would you put that twerk on there and then you have your hijabs off so everyone can see your face?
Yeah. Yes. It's happening everywhere. Anywhere where women have some sort of power in their society, eventually it'll happen.
Right.
It won't be happening in Saudi Arabia.
What's it? I'm trying to remember where it was. I can't remember where it was, but it was somewhere in the Middle East. So I can't remember.
It can happen in Iraq, from what I've heard.
I think it was Iraq.
Yeah, it can happen there, from what I've heard.
Oh yeah, yeah. They don't play that. They don't play that stuff, man. Like, don't be trying to do no twerk and all that, man. You know, they're not doing that, bro. All right. So let me get off my last couple of questions. Okay, so now before you got your passport, what were like 5 countries that you were considering going to? And this is before you got your passport.
Brazil, the Netherlands, Switzerland, South Africa, and Portugal.
Okay. And now that you have it, now that you have your passport, what has any of them changed, or you still got the same 5?
I'll be going to the same 5 for sure. Just the Netherlands and Switzerland are less of a priority.
I see. Okay. Gotcha. All right. And so what made like the Netherlands and Switzerland less of a priority? Like what changed that?
First world countries.
Ah, I see. I gotcha. I gotcha. So you're like, oh, first world, put that on the back burner. Yeah, but now Brazil, your love is about to be first world, man. So I'm just figuring out how you gonna make that adjustment.
Time will tell.
Fair enough, man. I really appreciate you taking this time to have this conversation with me, bro. It's when people are on completely different time zones, like it's morning going to afternoon there, and it's almost it's about to be 1 a.m. here. So yeah, it's different, man. What do you got going next for you, man? What's next on the horizon? Whether it be collaborations, different places you want to travel. I was thinking, well, why not like write a book, man? I mean, I think, why not write a book, man? You know what? And the book could be called "It's That Bad." Hey, man, you know what? I want 10% on that, though. I'm calling it.
I thought about that when I was in Brazil. I started working on it. I was having so much fun there. I never actually pursued it, but I guess I'm in an area now where I can work on it a little more. I should probably do that.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yes, man. Shout out to Jeff Johns for the plug. Twitter, @groomsman.
Thank you.
All right. So let's read off some of these last few comments. Let's see what Charles Jones says. Thinking about Switzerland in August for the Royal Arena. Portugal is my next targeted country. Might go for my birthday past Royal Arena. The first world, third world thing doesn't bother me.
I definitely will be going to Portugal too. It's Portugal, Italy, Spain. Those are first world countries I'll be going to for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I've even seen some of the ways how the first world people behave out here in Asia, and it's just not attractive.
Right.
It's just there. I mean, first world. When I hear first world, I think safe.
Yeah.
Safety brings ignorance.
Yep.
Safety brings people that grow up slow.
Mm.
People were a lot tougher and a lot smarter back in the days because they had to grow up fast. You couldn't be immature when you have World War II going on. You couldn't be
That's true.
taking in that time. You couldn't take days for granted because when you turn 18, you might have to go fight the Germans, and your ass probably not gonna come back. But now there's no wars, nothing's really going on. Mass shootings at best. What is there to worry about? So you don't have to grow up. You don't have no real responsibilities. That's first world countries.
Mm. Man, young man ended it with some heat. Go ahead, keep cooking, man.
I mean, so now it's safe. So now we're identified as salt shaker bottles and wolves and that kind of stuff. That's what we're worried about now is people's feelings and what we identify as. And who should cook? Who should pay for the first date? All this shit is stupid. Yeah, that's it. They're not worried about that in Ukraine right now, I'll tell you that.
Man. Wow. Young man is cooking. And you know what? It's facts. It's facts because back then, World War II, the minute you turn 18, you wasn't sure, you wasn't sure if you was gonna be able to make it to 19. And then now, and now we got the, him, hers, or they, man, listen, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but you already know where I'm getting with it. Like, it's just too much. It's too much. And I think that modern day society has put out a lot of weak men. Period. One way or the other. Shout out to the Art of Will for the $5 super chat. He says, I'm in both chats. Thank you so much. Definitely appreciate you. Let's see here. Guy, Guillermo. Young dude is out getting money. What does he care about what somebody identifies as? You want me to call you salt shaker? Here you go. Am I wrong? What?
I mean, it's not that I'm worried about it. It's just an observation that I just noticed. Like you said, 100 years ago, not 100. Well, 100 too. 100 and maybe 70, 80 years ago. You didn't know if you would make it to 19. Now when you turn 18, you're going to force the world to call you a salt shaker.
Oh, man. You're right.
Like that goes to show you how much privilege there is. Versus in other countries, they're worried a lot of people in some other countries spend their entire lives wondering how they're gonna make the next day come as far as finances.
Yeah. No, that's true. Let me see. Culture Invasion says, I grew up with a father who's a vet and who grew up in a third world country. Great mentality and fortitude for survival. Yeah, definitely, man. My parents are Jamaican, so third world country. So definitely, man. I know how that goes. Man. I'm just jumping around, guys. So if I happen to miss some of y'all, let's see. Cortez says, okay, I got it. The point is that he doesn't like the left mindset. Nope, we don't. I identify as a Titan of Texas. Respect my pronouns and life choices. Okay, that at a certain point, your personal growth may soon succeed the growth of maturity level of your subscribers. So be prepared and never dumb yourself down or your content. Yep. Now, man, I think he's elevating, and people just gonna have to elevate with him. So it is what it is, man. Um, what are your final thoughts, brother?
Oof. Final thoughts.
Shout out to Master Mark in the building. Appreciate you for popping through. Yep.
Come to certain countries before, and I say this a lot. Come to certain countries before you. Hold on, let me reply to this guy first. This guy, Sec Level, he says, Austin, I challenge you to spend a weekend in Bangkok. I don't think he's understanding how many times I've said I've been around Tyler.
Where is that? Oh, okay, right here.
Yeah, I've stayed 11 days in Bangkok. I've stayed 2, 4, going on 6 weeks in total in Pattaya. I stayed 10 days in Phuket, 3 days in Chiang Mai. So I've got enough experience to say I was aware of my surroundings.
Yeah.
But final thought: go to these places before you make a judgment. And it does not take, you do not need to stay in one country. Some people are saying, oh, you only stay in these countries a short period of time to say, it's too short to say that you don't like them. How many days does it take for you to know that you don't like your surroundings or you don't prefer your surroundings? For me, it's only 3 days. And usually it hasn't failed yet. It hasn't failed. I didn't like Bangkok at first. When I first got there, I was also only in Bangkok the first time, 6 hours. I went back and I stayed for 10 days. By the second day, I was loving it. So you can't judge too quick, but you don't have to stay in eternity to actually make a judgment about a place. That's all I have to say.
Yep. Excellent point. I definitely thank you for being here. Appreciate you rocking out with me, man. Definitely make sure that you check out Austin Holloman YouTube channel. Subscribe to his channel. Hit the notification bell. Check out his awesome content. Also TikTok, Austin Holloman. Definitely check that out. Twitter, A Groomsman. And Instagram, I believe Instagram is just Austin Holloman. So
Yes.
Definitely check him out on all platforms. If you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel, Kings and Dreams. That's KING, the letter Z, N, and then Dreams with a Z. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and also Kings and Dreams on Instagram. Definitely make sure that you share this video, like this video. I appreciate all of y'all who came out rocking out with Austin and I this night or this morning, wherever you are in the world. We appreciate y'all. Stay purposeful, and we are out.
Thank you.
Peace.